The Kawasaki Nomad is a truly amazing motorcycle. I'm gonna tell you guys all about it. So a problem I've had for a long time while riding was I never had a good way to mount my phone onto my bike. Rokform has the best solution I've seen. I've tried multiple, or about 20 different phone mounts. You clip it on, you're done. If you guys want to check out more about Rokform, promo code Srkcycles25, you get 25% off your next Rokform purchase. So this is a 2000 Kawasaki Nomad 1500, which is kind of confusing, but the year is 2000, it's a 1500cc bike. They did later make a 2000cc Vulcan, but that's not this. And before 2000, everyone really loved the Kawasaki Nomad, but it had two major issues. And when I say everyone loved it, it was comfortable, they liked the looks of it, it was a good ride. The two major issues was, one, people didn't think it had enough power. And two, people didn't think that it had enough range of only being able to do about 140 miles between fill-ups. So in 2000, they added an electronic fuel injection system with a 16-bit processor. What does that all actually mean? Well, apparently fuel injection systems don't need very much processing power. What it really means is that it improved the power and improved the fuel economy. It also has an actual fuel gauge, which that seems surprising that most bikes don't have fuel gauges, but they don't. Most bikes just have little fuel dummy lights that pop up and say, you're getting pretty low, you have about a gallon left. This also has a dummy light, but it's got a fuel gauge too. Another change they made with this new generation was a bigger battery, but also better front and rear brakes. So when this motorcycle came out, they had three different models. They had the Classic, they had the Nomad, and then they had the Drifter. You could get the Classic and the Nomad in fuel injection or carbureted, and to step up to the fuel injection, it was an extra $800 more. Now, $800 might not seem like a lot, but back in 2000, $800 would buy you 800 items off the dollar menu. Now, the bike that the Kawasaki Nomad would best compare to would be the Harley-Davidson Road King. And in 2000, the Kawasaki Nomad had a bigger engine, was water cooled, and just generally felt like a bigger motorcycle. And it was a pretty good bargain because this bike brand new was $12,790, where the Harley-Davidson Road King was $15,200. But to see how good this bike really is, there's only one way to find out. Let's take it for a spin. All right, guys, let's do the words of wisdom real quick before we take the test drive. Psalm 23, 1 through 2. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside quiet waters. Now, something interesting that Kawasaki did or didn't do, that a lot of companies did, I like this bike, is when they went, oh wait, never mind. I was gonna say, even though it's fuel injection, a lot of companies did a little choke or a little high idle. Well, Kawasaki did the same thing, it's just down here. I'm not sure why they did that. Man, this is cool. I like these wide handlebars. This is what I think of when I think of Road King. This style of motorcycle. They're very comfortable. This is how your wrist naturally sits. These straight drag bars where you're like this, it's putting pressure on your wrist that you don't need to do. This is just relaxing. A guy could really take a nice nap on a bike like this. And they come back so far, like I can lean back with the bike. Backrest would make this perfect. You got a lot of chrome up there. I like that. Roll onto the power, feel some of that horsepower. All right. I don't know if I've ridden a Yamaha Nomad in this age. I've ridden a bunch of new ones. I've ridden a lot of the 1700s, but it's been a while since I rode a bike this old. This feels great. I mean, this is like, you look at the age and you're like, oh, it's old. Well, it's also fairly inexpensive, but there's nothing dated about the bike. I mean, it's fuel injection. A cold day, warm day, whatever, you just fire the bike up and it runs great. The way the multi-mapping fuel injection system works is depending on elevation and water temperature and all these different factors. It gives you the best mapping for the bike for your specific situation. So it still just feels like a modern bike. And they were right. This is a very, very comfortable motorcycle. I like this. Big giant tank. Not as big as the tank on the Kawasaki 2000. The Kawasaki 2000 tank is like this wide, this tall. I think I hit something back there and made the bars go a little wonky. It does ride fine without your hands on the bars. Ponies! It feels good in the corners. It feels very good. This thing belongs on the tail of the Dragon. And it pulls strong. It pulls strong out of the apex. Doesn't matter what gear you're in. I believe it's a 4. No, I'm just guessing, but in my mind I'm thinking like 4 something, 4.6 gallon gas tank. I think we already showed that information up on the screen though. This bike only has 28,000 miles on it. It's not unrealistic to see this bike do 100K plus. Let's see what the horn sounds like. That ain't bad. That ain't bad. That'll get someone's attention. Alright, we'll jump on the highway. We'll do a 0 to 60. This bike is really a lot of bike for the money. Really pleasant thing to ride. There. So this thing's going to get around, I think, 40-ish, maybe a little more than 40 miles to the gallon. Cruising on the highway. That's not bad. It's not bad for a large bike like this. It feels great. It's got some weight to it. You don't feel like the wind's pushing you around at all. It's definitely not lacking in power. I mean, of course, everything could use more power. That's obvious. But I would never ride this thing and say it's lacking in power. If you want to pass a car on the highway, you don't need to drop a gear. Just roll on the throttle. So if you're looking at buying one of these things, I think it's a great bike to have. Things to look for, as far as I know, there's no major common issues with these bikes that you need to keep an eye on. You know, just look at basic stuff. Paint, tires, brakes, how does it sound, how does it run, bang through all the gears. Alright guys, this is an enjoyable bike. My life is better now that I just got done riding this bike on this beautiful day. And that wraps it up. Don't forget to subscribe. We'll see you guys later. If you're looking for a motorcycle, give Srkcycles a chance. We ship bikes all over the country. And remember, it is not what you're riding, but where you're going. We'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.